We're recording, so you can go now.
I can start?
Yep.
Okay. So, thank you to be here. And let me introduce myself. I'm Filomena Pizzulli, and I am a math teacher in Italy. So, sorry for my English if I made some pronunciation mistakes. And I'm here as Google Innovator to present to you foster social emotional learning in classroom. That is my innovator project that it's yet in course. So let's try to focus on what is SEL. Social emotional learning is the set of competencies people of all age work to develop in order to recognize their own emotion, manage their emotion and stress, work towards goal, and establish and maintain healthy relationship, show empathy and respect for others, and make constructive choices. Let's talk about some numbers. Up to 74% of reduction of behavior issue in school that focus on cell. In USA, there are so many schools that already use a cell counselor, for example, but here in Italy, we don't know we have a lack of information about cell in the classroom. And 92% of teacher believe that cells should be emphasized in school, and 11% increase of academic achievement in students whose school focuses on cell. This research was pretty old, in my opinion, because after COVID, I think that social emotional learning became more important in classroom because students are struggling with the social problem right now. So we have to use, I think, social emotional learning in classroom with our students from now till ever. These are the 5 KAISIL competencies: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skill, and responsible decision making. So let's have a very quick and brief introduction to these 5 competencies. Self-awareness is the ability to accurately recognize one's emotion and thoughts and their influence on behavior. This includes accurately assessing one's strengths and limitations and possessing a well-grounded sense of confidence and optimism. And confidence in this period for students is a bit a topic. Self-management is the ability to regulate one's emotion, thoughts, and behavior effectively in different situations. This includes managing stress, controlling impulses, motivating oneself, and setting and working toward achieving personal and academic goals. Relationship skills is the ability to establish and maintain healthy and rewarding relationship with diverse individual and groups. And this is very important because sometimes teachers ask me, oh, please, Philomena, help me because I have a very bad class. There are no bad class. There are bad connection with student and with student with to teacher. So we have to focus on relationship. And this includes communication clearly, listening actively, and this will return later, cooperating, resisting inappropriate social pressure, negotiating conflict constructively, and seeking and offering help when needed. Social awareness is the ability to take the perspective of and empathize with others from different background and culture, to understand social and ethical norms for behavior, and to recognize family, school, and community resources and supports. And the responsible decision making is the ability to make constructive and respectful choices about personal behavior and social interactions based on our consideration of ethical standard, safety concerns, social norm, realistic evaluation of consequences of every action, and the well-being of self and others. Think about this last competence in a period where wearing a mask is not optional, and so you have to respect other, wearing the mask, respect distance, and over and moreover. Okay, so let's jump to sorry, let's jump to my classroom so I can show you how can I can as a teacher, how can I foster social emotional learning through Google tool in Google Classroom. So I made different tool just quickly to let you to show you how I use Google for social emotional learning. This is my cell course, a template. Let's jump to the classwork and start from the morning check-in. The morning check-in, I think that they are very important because this is the first connection during the day with your student. And usually a teacher enter the classroom and ask, okay, how do you feel today? But they don't pay attention to the answer. And this is the problem. You have to listen actively, like we said before. You have to listen to the answer because if you don't pay attention to their answer, they notice that and they will not pay attention how they answer to you. So could I use Google Classroom for morning check-in in two ways. For example, I can create the question in Google Classroom simply going here. Oh, sorry, I am not. Okay. Simply going here, create and questions. Okay. I already did it, the question. And so I ask, how do you feel today? And I choose for emotion, happy, sad, angry, and anxious. So they answer the question, and we could have a brief and quick talk during the first hour of our lessons, talk about the results of these questions, of this pool, okay? And even if we are in distance learning, don't worry because we can use the pool in Meet just to say the same, just to do the same thing. The second way I do the morning check-in is the form. So I prepare already a form and I use section to divide different way of different answers. Okay, I show you. Okay. And so I choose for emotion like before, but you can choose whatever you want. So for example, if you choose happy, I can jump here. And so good work, sparkle with your happiness. Back. If I choose sad, next, another section. It's okay sometimes to feel sad, no worries. Here is a free hug for you. Third one, angry. Try to breathe in and breathe out for some minutes just to calm down. And the last, anxious. Imagine your favorite place and try to calm your anxiety. Okay, it's easy to say, but as teacher, we help to do that. Okay, so let's go back to the classroom. Okay, and I think that is important also to let students understand their own emotion because sometimes they say, okay, I feel angry, but they don't recognize that emotion. They have to recognize, name it, and understand how to manage their emotions. So to do that, I prepare a Jamboard. Jamboard is a very good way to work with students and do brainstorming with them. So I prepare a 4 slides Jamboard, and I prepare as usual for emotion, angry, happy, sad, and anxious. So, what do you feel when you are? First slide, when you are happy. So they choose a post-it, write their name on it, and then they can say, okay, I feel this way. My behavior is this way. And so at the end, we can um, manage the emotion about happiness. Okay. Yes, it's important, Karen, because sometimes when you ask, when you see, sorry, when you see a student that is upset and you ask him or her, how do you feel? What do you feel? Why are you upset? They don't know. They don't know the answer, and so we have to help them to recognize the emotion.
C'era un cartone che era la girata,
Sembra l'asilo questo.
Sorry. Okay, thank you. So the second slide, it's the same. What do you feel when you are angry? Angry with who? People, parents, teacher, other students. Okay, let's manage this emotion. Let's talk about, because communication is the key. Okay, and so we can use Jamboard like brainstorming. So another thing that I found, like I said before, is that after 2 years, 1 year and a half, sorry, students are struggling to social problems. They connect very. Their connection with other students are very difficult. So in this way, I try to figure out how can I help them when they are home. Okay, so I think about student body. It is an idea that came from the Innovator Academy, because I have an affinity body, and I transfer this idea to my classroom. So I prepare another Google tool. I prepare a Google Sheet. So I prepare these sheets. I divided the class in group. They could name the group as they want, and they could choose student bodies. The study bodies is for example, during the afternoon when they are home and they are doing their homework, they are not alone. And sometimes they tell me, okay, teacher, yesterday afternoon I create a meet and we studied together, even we were in silence, just to stay together, even in distance. So I think this is a very good way to connect them when they are in their home. Another thing that is for the relationship and the social awareness is to understand the role that every student has in the world, okay? As child, as son or daughter, as student, as citizen. So I prepare another topic. I divided, as you see, my classwork in topic, morning check-in, emotions, study bodies, me, and the world. And another Google tool is in here, because my role in Word, okay, I prepare a Google Doc and I insert an image. I can insert how many image I want, and I can assign this doc to the group or to the classroom entirely. If we are in distance learning, I can use breakout rooms and assign this doc to different group and then confront them. I prepare a checklist, and so they have to write down the rules to be a good citizen of the world. For example, take care of environment, help others, and so and moreover. Okay. And the last but not the least, I have 5 minutes remaining. The podcast. During last year, I made a podcast with my student. I think that was a very good idea, and so this year I am replanning it from January. The podcast, the name of Radical podcast is Radio Cell, Radio Social Emotional Learning, and we have an episode once a week. So you can find, I can jump. Yes, I can share the link. Okay. And these are the episode of last year's. Every week we choose a topic. For example, I can manage, there are in Italian, sorry, but I can manage my emotion. How can I ask help? Because sometimes they don't aren't able, sorry, to ask help effectively to the parents, to teacher, and to students, to friends. Okay, why I am feeling like that, so upset in this period? Why? And it is the period of the age they are living. And I had also done 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation for them, because sometimes we do this in classroom when we are in present. And so I replied, and I record for when they are home before going to sleep. I am very fun. I had fun doing that. So I just jump in the classroom and copy the link of the podcast. Okay, and that's it. So thank you for your attention. If there are some question, I am right here to answer that.